Hey folks, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more Endless Legend 2. We are playing as the Tahuks. And as the last video, we eliminated the necrophages from the game and also discovered that there is a god awakening from his imprisonment in Sayada, the planet. We have chosen to venerate and worship him for now. We'll see if that changes, but that means we need to build up a very large population, construct some monuments, and then research some endgame technology. In the meantime, with the last Tidefall, a bunch of very valuable strategic resources like the Lazualin and the Hyperium have been unlocked, so I want to go ahead and start settling in these regions, claim as much of that as we can as early as we can. We should be able to get up to 6 cities, I think. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be able to get a 5th over here and a 6th over here, at least to start. And that seems like a pretty reasonable game. I may even want to move up here to the north at some point as well. Whoop, and it looks like the aspects have forced me to accept a treaty whether I like it or not. Okay, well that's exciting. What treaty did they even force me to sign? Oh, the coral exploitation. So that's the special feature of the aspects. They can plant coral on all of the different map terrains and start spreading around, which can give a few different economic benefits. It also really boosts up their movement speed, including over some water. But I think that it gives them more of an advantage than it gives to me, so I wasn't really keen on taking that. By the way, is that another natural wonder? It sure is. The Forge of the Old Ones. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Anyway, my current objective right now is to win 2 battles with my main hero. Something is happening over here. Hello, why do we have another cutscene? Oh, I think this is another one of those cutscenes we get just for, like, settling one level down after Tidefall. We had this before. Looks like we're having it again. That's cool. Doesn't really do anything. Moving on to the next era, the Years of Revelation. Cool. What do we get here? Well, we have a unique technology that boosts up the science of my oculum per city level on the city. So, okay, that could be nice. And a solar strobe, extra science for all scribes and less food consumption. Now, see, I can see that being really good if I have to build tall and have lots of pops in order to worship Sayada. So this could be a solid choice for me. What else do we have? More critical hit chance on units. Cheaper attached camps is okay, but we have plenty of influence. That's not the issue. More specializations, and then a bunch of branching technologies where you have to choose between one of 2 different things. Looks like we can get an improvement and then either some sort of boost on an improvement or a different improvement and a reduction in cost on something. So the works, the farms, the laboratories. I mean, what does this really mean? It's like for the farming cooperative, extra food on citizens, so we just boost up their effectivity, but we reduce approval even further. Or we can go for the windmill, which is going to also give me food, but we lose dust. So it's a question of, do you want to lose dust or do you want to lose approval? Not really sure, but I feel like I want to boost up approval and then maybe I can just go ahead and sack that. Lots of free dust just means I can buy things in my city. It speeds things up dramatically. By the way, something I only just found out, apparently you don't have to actually attach this territory to a city to start extracting some of the special resources. I just spent some dust and instantly built the quarry here, so it looks like we're going to start producing some crystal cap now, and I don't even have to worry about whether this was a good district for a city. Well, that's good to know. Okay, so even if I'm not going to be expanding my territory directly for cities, it's still worth grabbing territory where there's good luxuries. I don't know if this applies to strategics. It might. But that means you want to claim, like, pretty much all the territory you can. Case in point, I'll settle down over here. Why? Because there's 3 of these Bat People villages over here. And why do we care about that? Because they're already my protectorate. So just having 3 more is going to give me double the impact I'm already getting right now. I'm kind of a collect them all kind of thing. Once I decide that a specific species is assimilated to my empire, I'm happy to find as many of them as I can because it takes the same number of protectorate slots, but just gets me that much more benefit. Oh, and I guess because we have moved on into the next era, we can get ourselves another hero. 3 population slots on citizens plus 10 more food in cities. Industry cost on minor faction units, only if I'm training a bunch of those, otherwise that's not too useful. Extra science, I guess at this point could be useful to me. Or we could just allow for the research of technology from the next era. I think I'll try taking the extra science as an option. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to make use of this. It might be a thing I do. It depends on what I want for my council in the next Tidefall. Now, I do want to settle down over here, as I said before. That means we have to now go fight a bunch of different fortresses. And it looks like the deeper down the water goes, the more dangerous they become, which is no surprise. So this is a level 1 fortress, which will give me uncommon equipment for rewards. If I go down here, that's a level 2 fortress for rare rewards. So I can safely assume this is going to be a much, much harder fight. Well, regardless, I do need to win, like, 2 fights with this specific hero. So we'll go ahead and do this. Now, we haven't used one of these Wrath Bearers yet, the giant bug-frying magnifying glass, which is a shame, because I feel like that would have worked really well against the necrophages. It has a ridiculously long range. Huh. So this is basically like my artillery, huh? All right, I'm on board. So these guys are going to run forward. They're using forest cover. They're attacking me in the forest, which means it's not working out well for them. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's just go ahead and wipe out their hero. It does feel like, largely speaking, the level 1 fortresses are nowhere near the threat that they were for me, which is good. It means that I am scaling up my capabilities with my technology, with my specializations, with experience, in a way that's believable, and that's a good sign. Okay, so that battle is done. Easy, barely took any damage. We get a whole bunch of loot. And with this fortress removed, we can now place down our city center, or I guess just for now it's a camp, wherever we want. 32 dust. Yeah, there's 20 dust on this one anomaly over here. Some of these anomalies are getting really strong, I'm just saying. Oh, I completely forgot, by the way. I can go ahead and use my esoteric delegation ability now. This is going to disperse my chosen populations, which, at least right now, called populations, my bad, are just giving me a little bit of extra industry, which I guess is okay. But what we'll do is we'll disperse them throughout the world, and yes, we'll do that there. So now they're missionaries, which means we should have some vision, there we go, in the capital cities for other players, which is great, except for purple, apparently. Huh. No, we sent one here and one over here, so we got 2 in the same faction. That sucks. At least we got something up over here with the kin of Sheridan. Okay, so I have some idea what they're working with. That's nice, and supposedly I have some sort of an economic benefit as well. Yeah, actually, I get extra dust, some science, and influence production per Holioculum level from our missionaries. That's pretty cool. I like it. Let's go ahead and attack this more dangerous fortress. Yeah, that's a lot more strength. 6 units. So I don't have the numbers advantage I had before. Okay, fair enough. Oof, I do not like this map, though. Yeah, sometimes these maps are really difficult with the terrain. Like, I could try to funnel enemies up over here. That would get me a nice height advantage. But I can only fit so many units up here, and then I'd have to defend down over in this direction if people came around and tried to attack me in the low ground. Eesh. All right, I don't know how much I like what I'm seeing here. This seems like a pretty precarious place. And there we go. All right, actually wasn't that bad. Just had to be careful with the terrain, and we were fine. So we finished with a gamble. I am proud to fight for them and fight for you too. May we bask in the light. Looks like we get another hero. Oh, okay. Dean Bayong Jalo, another ranged hero. Hey, sure, why not? I'll take more heroes. That's always good. So, looks like here we have another chance to either respect the sacred laws or experiment as we please. And I think this is the same options we had before. We could become pious, which again reduces a lot of our project costs, but it means that matter and knowledge actions are forbidden. Again, it's not as abundantly obvious to me what that means, so I'm a little bit nervous to commit myself and restrict different options. We could be bold, which is going to make a knowledge an ideal thing. Matter and aether are just tolerated, and makes a lot of different projects more expensive. Or we could be open, and that is going to make knowledge defamed. I don't know, man. I don't really know that this matters all that much for me, because I'll be honest, I'm not really making a lot of use of the Oculum abilities. Maybe I should, but I'm not. Anyway, new objective. Have at least 15 tiles in your territories with tile with glass. With tile with glass. A bit of an awkward phrasing there. 15 tiles in your territories. Well, we know how to make glass. That would be with the geodissection. So we could do that. A deed has been achieved. Sayadaw belongs to those willing to go the extra mile. We are the first to claim 15 territories in the game, which means 5 industry on works districts. Really? Like +5, or all works districts are automatically 5? Hold on, because those are very different things. If I were to build, or take a look at my other works districts, I have one right here. 14 empire bonuses, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it sure seems like I'm getting a ton. Yeah, I think that's just straight out +5. So that basically doubled the base impact of my works districts. That seems Really good. Anyway, let's go ahead and evolve this into a city. We said we were going to do it. I think we go ahead and do it now. Get these all attached, and this city starts with a pretty hefty production. All right, that's not bad. Now, I'm noticing that these rifts are not glowing anymore, but it sure seems like everyone else is interacting with them. I'll bet you they're closing these rifts. Let's try this ourselves. Progressively close the rift tile by tile. Closing the last one grants a large amount of dust. Oh yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Okay. So the other factions are going around and closing up all of the rifts, which is good, because it means I'm not going to have to worry about a lot of nasties spawning over here. Got a pretty decent amount of luxury production now that I'm expanding and taking all this territory. So now we're producing some hydromiel, we're getting some orchidea, blah, blah, blah. So I've already got the clacks reactivated. We can do some hydromiel now, getting me, I think with 5 cities, this is going to be 100 dust per turn. So this should be a pretty big chunk of extra change for me. Eventually, with the crystal cap, extra industry per population, health on units, food in a city, etc. Lots of luxuries are good. Something I do want to try is I want to move up over here into this land that's been completely destroyed by the necrophages. And I'm going to found a camp here, and I don't really care where I do it, and that sounds weird, I know. But if my main objective is to create a bunch of glass tiles, we want to use geodissection. From one of my test games, unless this is something I'm misunderstanding, I'm pretty sure this is going to affect every single tile in a territory and turn it into glass. Which means all the yields that are here in food, industry, and so on are going to be lost. Sounds kind of weird, and I'm not sure why I'd normally want to do that, but in a case where the necrophages have already destroyed the yields, this is a weird way of restoring the land into something useful. Let's just give it a try and see if it works. Let's do this now, spend it here. I can't. Wait, can I not just use it wherever I want? Hold on. Oh, it has to be on an observatory. Okay, so that means it has to go on a terrain with a mountain that I don't care about. There's not many examples of that. I guess this is the only one. Boo. All right, let's use geodissection right here then. Boom. So what happens? A rift was created. We knew that was likely to happen, 80% chance. And just like that, look at that, the terrain has been completely remodified. Say goodbye to all food and industry. Now it's nothing but science as far as the eye can see. I feel smarter already. I really don't know that I fully understand why most people would want to use that. Science is good and all, but like getting rid of everything? I don't know about that. We're about to complete the supremacy victory condition. Wait a minute, what? Hold on. I'm this close to winning the gosh dang game? I don't want to do that. I haven't freaking done all the story yet. It seems really important that I don't do that. Is it that I'm really close to getting this? Yeah, master the terrain here, 25. I've got 21 territories right now. That's what happens. I assume that you still have to finish everything. Like, I need to clear another 15 fortresses before I win the game. Right? So I'm not actually close to winning, I assume. You know what they say? Did you seriously just take the natural? You did. Oh, I am going to kill you so good. You can't. You know what they say about people who make assumptions, right? Like, we all know that story. Oh, I'm so going to murder this person. You are not allowed to have this. All right, I'm going to get some more unit specializations. I think we're going to need it. If I'm going to fight this guy and take that natural wonder, I want to have the best tools possible. Also, I can't help but notice that I did not get any progress on my main quest for turning all this territory into glass. Can I still find my quests somewhere? Because I know that they're up here, but I also know if I unpin this quest, then I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to find it again, because I would expect it to be from here, but I don't see anything along this line that shows my quests. Maybe it's on the council? No idea. Did I at least get the benefits of having my crystal or my glass territory? I thought we were going to get some sort of a new, like, traits, either a population trait or a new faction trait, and I don't see any evidence that that happened either. I'm not too sure what's going on there. All right, so I've grabbed this territory and turned it into a territory. I can indeed start extracting all of these strategic resources, even if I don't turn this into a city. So that's huge, because I was thinking way too hard about whether I want to grab a particular territory or not another. As long as you have a ridiculous amount of influence production, and I do, then I can grab pretty much all the territory I want. Which actually makes it feel like the supremacy victory may be really too easy to get. Like, the maps are huge, I'm not really having to contest for territory right now unless I choose to. We're just getting... Excuse me? Hey, who stole my thing? Anyway, we're not having to contest much for territory unless I choose to. Just make a lot of influence, boom, grab everything. Right, I'm pretty sure all the other players have decided to unite against me because they think I have too much territory. I don't know where they got that idea, but they stole my camp. So, Kenneth Sheridan, apparently this means war. I'm occupying this, give it back. Technically, I think this counts as some sort of a border skirmish, don't you? I've only just realized, by the way, how sneaky the aspects have been on some stuff. Without me really paying attention to the pop-ups, they force me to do things, like share research. And since I am something of a... Yep, there we go. I am something of a science guru, they're just getting a ton of free science off of me. Get the heck out of here. So what kind of upgrades can we get for our melee units? Well, it looks like I can spend some additional dust to get a higher level zealot. Now, the reason that's the case is because I took this path by choosing the dust route over here. If I had gone down titanium, I would need to spend some of my Lazualen over here, and we'd be able to get the Lightbringer units, which have incapacitating strike and opportunist, as opposed to just defense experts, which I still think I'm fine with. What about my Vigil Master, specialized with Lazualen? Okay, so what does this do again? So this is the range 3 aware fearless charge. We basically just make the fearless charge better, which does what? When moving 3 tiles, we get an extra 25% damage in this round. I mean, yeah, it's basically as long as we keep moving with this unit, we get a lot of value. I don't love this, only because when I have my range units, I like creating a really strong line of defensive units, and these guys just sit put on the high ground and rain death. I don't want them moving around all the time, but whatever. I need to find a way to get to war with these guys. They like me too much. You know what will probably work? We'll just go ahead and sack your stuff too. Give me this. Oh, he's proposing a non-aggression pact. No! He's gonna maybe force me to do it, but I'm not doing it. You're gonna have to spend your dang resources and make me do it. There, that camp is mine. Okay. Wait, I've been forced into a treaty. Gosh dang it, with whom and over what? I accepted a non-aggression pact again. Gosh dang you people! So now I have to wait 2 more turns before I can spend my influence to force them to give up the stupid treaty that I didn't want in the first place. I don't like the aspects. I've decided this. They are annoying. I don't like it. Also, they have a lot of units over here. A lot of them. Ooh. By the way, I cannot stress this enough. Get road tech, because I just moved from my capital all the way over here in 1 turn because I had some roads built up with my trade hubs. It is absolutely worth getting things like this. 0.2 movement points per tile if you have roads. Very good. I only need 1 more technology, by the way, before I can move into the years of trepidation. So I've actually gone through this era fairly quickly. I'm going to go for the extra protectorate slot and the extra unit specializations for minor factions, just to make them a little bit more competitive. Of course, we could always go for something involving influence, but I'm doing so well on influence, I'm not sure that I really care. Now, as for you, guess what? This non-aggression pact, I never agreed to it. Get out of my head! Why do you still like me so much? Wait a minute. How do you get +10 relations for a non-aggression pact treaty signed that I didn't agree to, then promptly revoked? I mean, just... I know that I lose more than I've gained. It's just, how am I not in a low enough relation that I can go ahead and attack these people? I feel like I should be able to do that. Maybe I never gained enough, diplomatic actions. That could be. Well, I'm not really going to go back now. I mean, these just offer, like, collaboration treaties. What I want are, like, denouncements, a way of forcing this to work. I'm probably going to have to declare an unjustified war. It's justified in my eyes, but my people will disagree. All right, well, here goes nothing. Let's go ahead and declare our unjustified war. Boom, 840. For our influence gone, we are now burning down this city. I will continue to apply some pressure here. And I need to move some units in position nearby so we can reinforce as needed. He's probably going to come after me now. I'm not going to go chasing deep into his territory, though. That would be dumb. What I want is for him to come to me and for me to have so many reinforcements he just throws himself at me and dies. That might be too much to hope for, but it's what I'm going with. Yeah, case in point, here he comes. He's got at least 10 units here now. All right, but we should have some breaches coming into play now, right? Oh, wait, he's attacking me. Okay, so we are fighting. But my strength is so much higher than you. Surely you think this is a terrible plan. Retreat, you fool. No, he's not going to retreat. All right, instant resolution. I lose nothing, you lose everything? Yup, say goodbye. Oh, Kin of Sheridan, don't regret... Okay, well, there goes my non-aggression pact there. Looks like everyone's getting mad at me. Unjustified wars. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm gonna start the occupation process. 3 turns. If you can't unseat me, the city will be mine. Yeah, he's swarming around over here. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about how he wants to attack me. But I have 1,300. Whoop, I don't want to attack with that one. We have 1,300 there and there. Oh, he is attacking me. Okay. I need to be careful about which army I use, because I think he's trying to pull out the army that is doing the sieging. So I want to make sure we bring in this army instead. That should be fine. And once again, he loses everything, I lose nothing, I win. You fool! I mean, to be fair, though, he is still sending more after me. So I've got another 10, 15 units on their way. The good news is, though, I should be healing enough per turn, in part because I have so many bat people that even if he does throw himself constantly, I can regenerate my way through a lot of this. Anyway, who wants to move on to the years of trepidation? Me. What do we got over here? We can have technologies that now require previous technologies. Okay, so Glory of Empire is required to then move on to Imperial Bureaucracy. 50% more influence on scribes, good lord. Some of that's pretty good. Fortified Cities improvement could be useful if we're going to be going to war a lot. And then 15% industry cost reduction on units. Ooh, I do like that. Units can get pretty darn expensive after a while. A single one of those magnifying glasses, those Wrath Bearers, can cost me something on the order of like 1,200 industry. That's a lot of turns. Anyway, can I specialize said Wrath Bearers? I'm pretty sure that I can. We can have Magnified Wrath for the cost of dust, ignoring the defense of targeted units. Or we can have Collateral Damage. Oh, yeah, Splash Damage. Now that sounds useful to me. What technology do I need? Sage's Wisdom? Did I not research specializations last time? I thought I did. Hold on. That's Sage's Insight. I could have had this so long ago and I didn't do it. Hold on, move this around. That's more important. Give me this. I need the specializations. Gimme. Okay, he's trying to get around me over here, which is cute, but in one turn, the city is mine. So I don't know if you really are thinking this through. The city is now mine. Thank you. He's running all over the place to be as annoying as possible, but good news, I'm a lot faster than you. Wait, am I not able to attack? Wait, did you do something to me? Withdrawn. Am I not able to attack you all of a sudden? Why am I not moving to attack you? Excuse me, I want to kill this person. Whatever, we ran him down. They retreated until he had half health. I attacked, I slaughtered, I win. It's no challenge at all, really. If you can just swarm them in the right spot and they're like, ah, crud, I have to pull back, and then just keep following them relentlessly so they don't heal up. Like, what are they gonna do? Fight you on half health? I mean, it's just a terrible situation for them, but I don't feel bad at all. So with this city here under my control, what do I want to do with it? I mean, it's just sort of its own thing here, honestly. Maybe I should have sacked the city instead of captured it. Then I could have attached an outpost over here instead. That might have been preferable. Is it too late to burn the city? Oh, it probably is. Whatever, fine. I'm sure I'll find more territory to attach to it, though at this point my empire is, shall we say, sprawling. Excuse me, why are you coming over here? How do you even plan on defending all this territory? This seems ridiculous to me. Now what's this over here? See, this is one of those coral growers I was talking about that the aspects like to use. This is trying to spread the coral around. I'm going to go ahead and burn this sucker to the ground because I don't want them doing that. I also do notice that the Kin of Sheridan is getting uncomfortably close. Don't think I haven't noticed that. All right, now we have our Sage's Wisdom. It's a little late, but better late than never. There's still time to slaughter folks with my giant freaking beam of death from the sky. I don't know. What the heck am I supposed to make out of this thing, really, though? I have to be in allied territories. Dang it! And there's the war from the Kin of Sheridan. This is unsurprising. We kind of figured they might try something like this. That's right. Run closer to my units, why don't you? Now I get to attack you, and you're just gonna die. What were you thinking, running directly into the middle of my territory? Did you not see all the armies? I don't feel bad for him, all right? He asked for this himself. I'll tell you, though, I didn't want to have to go to war with the entire freaking world. I just wanted to kill a couple of you. Hey, you get back here. You don't get to run away from me. Why are you trying to run past me? You're already at half health, so I know you can't retreat, and now you're dead. I'm starting to question a little bit about some of the decisions that the AI is making. They do not seem to have a very well coordinated force. That's working to my advantage, don't get me wrong. It just sort of feels like I shouldn't be able to stomp on them so aggressively. By the way, we can upgrade, what are these guys called again? Relic Keepers. Shouldn't forget about that. We could go for Inspired to adjacent friendly units with 15% more damage. That's not bad. Or we could go for Marked on our enemy targets, which will maximize the chance to take a critical strike. Huh. So, enable crits or just boost up all of my adjacents. I'll be honest, I think this is fine. I can save the materials and just continue getting better Skeptic's Banes. By the way, don't I have another Protectorate slot? I do have one more Protectorate slot. What could I want? The Daughters of Boar, defense on units. Not bad. I could get just 3 across the board. That's not bad at all. More dust, health on heroes, battle spoils, or experience. Yeah, between the bunch, I actually think the Daughters of Boar work for me. Let's go ahead and assimilate them. I don't have to keep the Black Hammers. It's just I don't have any, like, other faction that I'm overwhelmingly, like, rolling in my empire. So the little bit of extra damage is still okay. Still not seeing any information, by the way, about my main storyline. I'm not sure if I have to wait for the next monsoon or not. As far as population is concerned, though, like, what do we have? Is it saying we have 59 pops of Tahuk right now? So I need 20 more in order to fulfill my goal, I assume, of worship. Yeah, 80 populations of one different type. Then I have to research the 6 technologies from the final era, and I still have to build 15 Monuments of the Lost, which I am constructing for what it is worth, but they take a very, very, very long time. If I were to find a random district, like let's say over here, and build one, that's 5,000 industry each. That ain't cheap, dude. By the way, why am I not building any improvements with like Hyperium and stuff? Surely we've got some really good stuff unlocked, and I'm just not paying attention way down here. No, I'm not crazy. We just don't have what we need. What is this resource right here? I need to get Thalatine? Well, we don't have access to tier 3 resources yet. They're literally not on the map. So I guess from a balance perspective, my question would be, why are we even seeing these technologies allowed at this, like, tech level if I'm literally unable to build them by this stage of the game? That doesn't quite feel right to me. It's almost like I've gone so far ahead of time in science that, like, I'm literally 1 or 2 eras ahead. And I actually could almost believe that, because we are, at the end of the day, making almost 1,200 science per turn. It's kind of a lot. Well, this episode didn't exactly go the way that I expected it to. Certainly massive expansion. We're now rolling in lots of extra resources. I'm producing 4 Hyperium and 5 Lazualin every single turn. I can say that differently every single time, and I am well aware of that. So we're making a lot of resources on that front. I literally am just waiting for the next monsoon to hit so that we can exploit the rest of the world, which should happen anywhere between 1 and 17 turns from now. And I'm hoping that that means that the main quest line will then continue. Because if it turns out that something is stuck here, that would feel real freaking bad, man. Real freaking bad. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you did enjoy. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.